21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Direct mail has the highest ROI of any marketing channel. Don't take my word for it. The Association of National Advertisers just did a study and showed it to be the highest returning channel of any marketing channel out there. So if direct mail is not a part of your marketing plans, you need to give it careful consideration. My name is Jeff Tarran. I am the COO of Gunderson Direct. We are the largest independent direct mail marketing agency in America, and I'm really happy to talk about why direct mail works for our clients, how it can work for you, and how to get started in it. One of the first questions we get from a lot of our clients is, what are the benefits of direct mail? How should I be thinking about it in terms of why I would add it to my marketing mix? So I'm going to go over a few of the key points that make direct mail such an important channel for every marketer. Number one, it is the only channel that is based on what we call address-based data. The fact that we have physical information about where you live is the most verifiable marketing data available. You may have a number of email addresses. You may come in and out of how you use those email addresses. But when it comes to your physical address, everyone in the US has one, and we can find you based on your physical address-based location. That makes it better for reaching people, and that makes it better for analytics all through the marketing process. Second key point about direct mail, digital clutter. Direct mail is physical. You have to touch it. You have to interact with it. Thousands of digital messages go unseen every day. The average American gets between 4 and 7 pieces of mail a day, and they have to be touched and dealt with. Speaking of touching, higher cognition happens when you have eye-hand coordination. People understand messaging in direct mail better than they do when they're staring at a screen all day. Another key point about direct mail is trust. People get scammed digitally, on the phone, etc. all the time. Very few scams happen in direct mail, so it's the most trusted channel out there. Better quality leads. Our clients, and indeed it's been found through research, that there's higher conversion rates through direct mail. People are more interested because they have higher cognition of what you're offering. And customers who come in through direct mail tend to spend more. Overall, that means direct mail offers you a higher ROI than probably any other channel. And that higher ROI is because people respond in greater numbers, people convert in greater numbers, and people spend more. So how do we like to work with people when they're just starting out direct mail? How should they think about it? The first point we always make to our clients, people we talk to in general about this category, is the importance of targeting. By far, targeting is the most important determinant of your success. I'll give you a perfect example. There's a golf club 8-10 miles from my house. They mail me the most beautiful mailers about how wonderful it is to play golf there. They send me tremendous offers on how inexpensively I can join to get myself started and get introduced to the club. Beautiful mailings. I know they cost a lot of money. I don't like golf. So the value of those mailings to me is absolutely zero, even though from many other aspects, I look like a potentially very good prospect. So defining your target audience is very important. And it's important because direct mail is not an inexpensive medium. So missent mail is costly. The second thing about targeting also is don't just send the mail out. How are you going to define success and how are you going to track success? People who send out mail have to know what's going to come back to us in terms of leads and sales. How are we going to know that the mail delivered those? And how are we going to find out whether they really came through the mail and that sort of thing? So we spend a lot of time when we're talking to people who want to get into the mail, helping them understand not just who they're targeting, but how they're going to analyze who they're targeting. There's another point about direct mail that other channels just don't have to consider, and that is the importance of an offer. We have the unfortunate circumstance of we're one of the few channels you can't click on to respond to. So somebody actually has to take whatever we send them, put it down, and then they have to go and find you, probably online, maybe call you, maybe visit you. It's very important that you have an offer that motivates people to take action because they have to do something that's a little more work than just clicking on a link. The other thing that is also very important in this channel when it comes to offers is an expiration date. It's so easy to take a look at a piece of mail that you get, say, this sounds great, and put it down. You need an expiration date because you need just enough FOMO to get people saying, if I don't do this now, I'm going to miss out on something that I was interested in. So building in those kinds of thoughts when it comes to offers in direct mail is very important. And we also have to obviously build in very easy ways to make people respond. Again, no one can click on a letter or a postcard. So we need calls to action that include URLs, QR codes, online forms, etc. Where are we sending people and what's the most efficient way to get them there? And finally, there's the creative aspect. And while that is the most visual part of a direct mail package, obviously, it's really among the least important. If you are really careful with your targeting and you have a really good offer, the real important value of creative is to get that read. The number one thing to consider every time you are thinking about your direct mail campaign is how am I going to get somebody to be interested when they pick this up to continue reading it? Keep value propositions very simple. Consider very strongly the format you use. Another distinct aspect of direct mail is that we can send postcards, we can send letters, we can send self-mailers, which are like postcards that fold in half and have more information in them. What works most appropriately for your particular business? A postcard can just have an offer on it, the name of your business, and maybe a picture, and that's all you need. If you need to explain things more, like a lot of financial products or a company that the customer has never heard of, you may need a letter or at least more information and use a self-mailer so there's more information there that tells them about the company, the value proposition, etc. So there are a lot of things to consider there. Your direct mail creative needs to drive to that offer, needs to drive to that call to action and make people want to use and take advantage of your offer. Finally, I'm going to mention one more thing that is important in the world of direct mail, as it is in all marketing, and that is testing. One of the most important things you can do in direct mail is learn from everything that you mail. If you mail something out and it is wildly successful, you should try and know why. If you mail something out and it's a failure, it's really only a failure if you didn't learn from it for the next mailing you're going to do. So our recommendation to anyone who wants to get into the mail is always to test the big stuff. Don't test blue versus green. Test whether $10 off is better than buy one, get one free. And also think about how you'll know who responded to what offer. There need to be unique calls to action so you can determine who responded to each package. One of the questions we get a lot is what's going on that's new and exciting in the world of direct mail. And granted, direct mail is an old, reliable channel that's been around for years and everyone has experience with it. But there's actually a tremendous amount of technology and innovation that's going on. So I'm going to take you through some of the more interesting things that we're seeing out there in the market that you could bring to your own direct mail marketing. Number one is we are all, as a society and as societies across the globe, becoming accustomed to digital communication. So designing and format trends, even in print, are becoming increasingly visual oriented and starting to look more and more like websites. I mean, we literally talk about information that is below the fold in direct mail the way we talk about it in the world of electronic design. QR codes, you've seen them more and more, and in fact, they are becoming ubiquitous in the world of direct mail. People are using them to respond instead of going to URLs. Need to be careful in direct mail when you use them that when someone scans your QR code, they're going to a mobile-friendly response site. So we always build that into the thinking that we tell our clients when they are thinking about using QR codes. Printers, more and more right now, are investing in digital printing. And what does that mean? Direct mail is becoming every bit as much able to use variable data and information as digital marketing. In other words, we're getting to the point where every single letter can have unique information about it for that individual prospect. And that makes it very powerful. And a lot of people don't give direct mail the credit that they should in terms of its ability to communicate with variable information. Another interesting innovation in direct mail that is really worth thinking about is something we call retargeting. What we will do is actually put a pixel on your website. That pixel will track the behavior of website visitors. When they have shown behavior on your site that would indicate true interest in what you're selling, we will capture that information. We will then match that information to a physical address, and within 2 or 3 days, they can have a postcard or a letter very specific to their visit on your site with a special offer, with special creative, and etc. So now what you have is a separate touch through the mail based on what someone's behavior was on your website. And that's becoming very powerful. It's a very good way for companies that aren't sure if direct mail will work for them to start out, because of those people who show that kind of intent on your website can be converted to purchase. That's a really good sign that the direct mail could work for your company in general prospecting as well. And finally, I don't think you could have any conversation about technology and marketing without talking about AI. And I think people would be very surprised how much artificial intelligence is being used in the world of direct mail. For our company, we are already exploring it for content development. It's a good way to conceptualize. It's a good way to start the ball rolling on understanding how to communicate benefits. It gives us lots of options based on creative briefs and analysis that we do. So there's content development. The second thing we're using it for is analytics. We're starting to use it more and more to write code, to explore information that's in analytic databases. We're putting the data directly into AI and asking for insights that we might miss. We're using it along those lines. We're even utilizing it on how to inform dashboards. So we now can program the information to automatically analyze it and flow into dashboards for our client presentations regarding how the mail is performing. And I'm sure that's just the beginning of it. There have been production breakthroughs in how to use AI for variable printing, production, and analysis. And we're continuing to explore those avenues. as is the entire industry. We're not alone in this. There's just been a lot of AI that's been applied to direct mail over the last few months. How did I start in direct mail? 30 years ago, I was at a company and we were working on selling tchotchkes, promotional items. And one day, one of our customers, which was a large bank in the San Francisco Bay Area, called us up. And they said, you know what? We realized that we have the name and address of every single person who's ever bought a house through our bank. And we want to sell everybody who has bought a house through our bank something else that our bank offers. Do you have any idea how to do that? No one had ever thought of sending something through the mail at that point, but they sparked something in us. We went out and we did our research. And the product was called a home equity line of product, which is a very popular product in the US right now and has been. And we went out and we figured out a way to actually take an address, put it in a letter, and have that letter go out to all of the people who held a mortgage at this bank and gave them a phone number to call or a bank branch to go visit. And the results were phenomenal. And at that point, almost 30 years ago, we took our company and we said, you know what? We're not going to sell tchotchkes anymore. We're going to figure out how to make money for other companies using direct mail. So for about 30 years, I've been really doing nothing but honing my experience along those lines. And the technology changes have been phenomenal. The amount of data that is out there in the world of direct mail that can be appended to files and that we can use to understand customers has grown exponentially, as has the technology on how to use that information with modeling, and now using AI to build models dramatically speeds up how quickly we can figure things out. So I've really watched this industry, and I don't want to say we were by far not the first people to do direct mail, but there were very, very few people at the time who were sending very specific offers from major companies to individuals to generate business. So that was kind of an exciting start. And through the years, I've just seen it change in so many different ways. It used to be that in the old days, we would just send out lots of letters. And as time has gone on, we've seen that people want more visual approaches like postcards and self-mailers. People want to see what they're buying. Now we're showing people pictures of what they're going to experience when they get online, because we know just about everybody who gets something in the mail is probably going to go online either to research or buy what's in the mail. And those are just some of the changes that are going on in the way we think about it. I've been at Gunderson Direct now for 8 years. I started as their vice president of account management. I'm now the COO. We have 25 people, and we are the direct mail experts in an industry that's really come a long way. If you want to find out more about direct mail and you want to learn how it can help your business, we've got a tremendous website at Gunderson Direct. It's got blogs, it's got tons of information, and it has something called the ROI calculator for direct mail. You can put in your own information and you'll find exactly what your payback might be in direct mail and whether it makes sense for your business. Again, that's gundersondirect.com. And if you're interested in connecting with me, please go right ahead. I'm always open to answering questions and helping people learn more about the channel. My name is Jeff Tarran, so you can go to Jeff, Jefftarran, Jeff Tarran at LinkedIn, or email me directly, Jeff@Gundir, that's Jeff@Gunder.com. Thank you very much.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskorik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.